Can we terraform Mars? For the longest time, humans have held Mars in mind as a planet of second resort. You know, should Earth stop being habitable for us as a species, we've always held out hope that we could make a new home on Mars, but that would require humans terraforming the red planet first. It's not news anymore. Everyone knows Elon Musk has been drooling over Mars for the longest time now. Musk believes that with the right planetary engineering methods, we will be able to terraform Mars. But there are real challenges with that. That planet is rough, to say the least, and that's putting it mildly. The atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide. The temperature is freezing. We're talking minus 81 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 62 degrees Celsius. That's way colder than your deep freezer, but it wasn't always like this. At first, some 4 billion years ago, Mars was beautiful, possibly with flowing rivers and definitely dotted with lakes of liquid water. It also had all kinds of organic molecules, a thick atmosphere, as well as a magnetic force field that shielded the planet from the sun's radiation. It was quite the setup actually, and there was no reason Mars could not support life. However, things didn't remain that way for long. The planet soon lost its magnetic force field and everything went downhill from there. With the protective shield gone, particles from the sun bombarded the planet and completely desiccated it. Every drop of water and all that thick atmosphere was singed to oblivion, leaving Mars to be the chilly desert we now know it to be. You won't find a single drop of water on Mars, because water can only exist there as either ice or vapour. The boiling point of water on Mars is just too low. In fact, if you stand on Mars without your pressurised suit, all the fluid in your body would simply boil away. Your blood, sweat, tears, saliva, everything would boil away, and you dry up completely like a husk in the desert. A frostbitten husk in the desert. Oh well, this is the intimidating phenomenon some believe we can reverse to make Mars a habitable planet once again. Now, what would that take? Are you interested in the strange and the unknown? Subscribe to Fact Monkey and ring the bell for more mind-blowing content. Well, it depends on what school of thought you're listening to. Everyone has their own idea on how to do it, and everyone thinks theirs is best. But generally, we'd have to heat up the atmosphere on Mars before it could be habitable for man. Now, how to go about that is where the different schools of thought start to differ. On the one hand, we have Elon Musk, everyone's favourite Martian tech billionaire, who suggests that we nuke Mars. Yep, even Mars paused for a second after hearing that. Musk really does want us to blast off those dastardly polar caps on Mars with nuclear bombs. As far as Musk is concerned, that shouldn't be much of an issue since the explosion is happening in space. The heat released, however, would be enough to vaporise the polar caps. And since the polar caps are actually frozen carbon dioxide, there will be the greenhouse effect, which will warm the planet and then melt its frozen waters. But just before we get too excited, nuking Mars, as practical as it seems, it's not that straightforward. There are a number of things Musk has overlooked in putting this suggestion forward from the scientific, ethical, and even legal perspectives. The summary though, is that this plan can't work because there just isn't enough CO2 on Mars to warm up the planet enough to sustain life. In fact, the amount of CO2 needed to successfully warm up Mars to any reasonable degree has not been produced by humans in our entire existence on Earth. And we've been here for quite a while. There's another option that might work, introducing CHLOROFLUOROCARBONS. Chlorofluorocarbons are heat-trapping gases, but the problem is that they don't have very long lifespans. So if you're going to warm Mars using this method, you'd have to do it again and again on a large scale too. So let's shelve that and consider another option. Maybe we could import gases into Mars by redirecting asteroids and comets. But again, we'd need to do this at an inordinate scale before you begin to see any appreciable difference. So once again, that's just not going to work. We could mention other ideas and trust us, there have been dozens of them for decades. But the truth is humans can't pull any of those wonderful ideas off right now. The questions to be answered are endless. How do you access the thousands of asteroids you need to sling at Mars? How do you redirect them? And what happens after you successfully nuke the polar caps? Will the gases just refreeze? But all in all, the vision of a terraformed Mars is not a ridiculous one. Neither is it building castles in the air or in space, as the case may be. It can happen. We can rely on the human knack for technological sophistication to make that happen. Technology will continue to advance, and more innovations will continue to be made in the fields of nanorobotics and biotechnology. And sure enough, humans will terraform Mars in the future, even if we can't do it right now. Once terraformed, Mars would have a thicker atmosphere, and might even go as far as allowing for breathable air. Martian soil would be rich and full of microbes that support plant growth so farmers can grow food. In fact, Mars would be self-reliant for life's essentials, which are food and water. Now, according to many scientists, it might take around 100 years before we achieve a Mars like that. And so in the meantime, Mars enthusiasts have had to set their sights on other smaller scale goals while they work to achieve the big one. NASA currently runs a multi-decade Mars program, through which it helps to get a better understanding of the planet's ability to accommodate past or present life. For near-term Martian explorers, would most likely have to live on the surface or subsurface of Mars in enclosed structures made with Martian raw materials. Musk's SpaceX is also moving forward aggressively with its plan to establish human settlement on Mars. The company recently got into a contract with the Human Landing Systems program of NASA. It will be developing and building a lunar lander for NASA's Artemis program, which has a vision to land humans on the moon by 2024. Musk has also publicly stated that SpaceX is working on landing humans on Mars by the year 2026, which would be just 2 years after the moon landing. Of course, it's an ambitious timeline, but Musk believes in his plan. He has said that having a backup planet is our best resort as a species, just in case Earth becomes uninhabitable, either due to natural or man-made disasters. And so, while we look forward to 100 years from now when our children and grandchildren would be able to vacation on Mars, could there possibly be another planet that's less ambitious to terraform that we're overlooking? Keep in mind that Mars is the most habitable planet in our solar system besides Earth. Well, some say that planet is Venus. Like Mars, Venus used to be a beautiful place before it became the literal hellish neighbourhood we know it to be today. In fact, until as recently as 700 million years ago, Venus was known for its beautiful oceans. But then something happened that gave birth to a severe greenhouse effect, which brought about the hostile environment we see on Venus today. However, there are those who believe you can reverse the greenhouse effect on Venus and achieve a planet that's very similar to Earth, and they have solid reasons we should consider Venus too. For one, Venus is the closest planet to Earth, which means it would take us less time to get to Venus, and we could just jet down there more frequently than Mars. Additionally, the gravity of Venus is more similar to what we have on Earth than what you have on Mars. The gravity on Venus is about 90% of what we have on Earth. This means there would be fewer health issues related with experiencing low gravity for potential settlers on Venus. In comparison, gravity on Mars is about 38% of what we have on Earth. But if you think scoring high on just 2 points means that we can terraform Venus tomorrow, then you don't know enough about the solar system. Venus is a hellish place in every sense of the word. The atmosphere pressure there is so thick, you couldn't even get to the surface. As we haven't even talked about the sulfuric acid bath you'd have to be baptized in should you attempt to defy the odds and land on the surface. Still, there are many ideas on how we can terraform Venus, with some even flirting with the idea of building floating cities in Venusian space, and this isn't a feat that's far-fetched technologically speaking. Whatever the case though, there's always reason to be hopeful that Mars would soon be made into Earth 2.0. However long that would take, only time can accurately tell. But while we look forward to the big terraform with hope, we have the Musk assurance that we will all have something to be excited about shortly when the first set of humans officially land on Mars. If you love this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification icon. We release lots of engaging content on this channel frequently, and we'd love you to be a part of our content creating process. So in the comment section, leave us with a suggested topic that you'd want us to explore, and we get to it.